Hello and welcome to what is in fact a
Hello.
very special video. Welcome to the new channel, which is the Unstable Atom.
Yes, and in this video we are going to be talking you through how a lunar base can be made using Kerbal Space Program.
Right, we will be discussing the science, the concrete science, and only the science behind it. And we shall not be discussing Scientology or astrology. Now let's get to it. The moon. We know more about the moon than we do about the oceans of our planet.
Which is actually quite predictable because the oceans of our planet stretch down to something like 11 or 13
At the Mariana Trench.
Right, so making a base on the moon.
With stock vanilla KSP or not?
I am making stock using people this corner, I guess.
No, actually, it shall be incorporated. It will be integrated, intertwined with vanilla and modded.
Alright, well then we can use the K&K Planetary Central Hub.
Yes, which is a basic hub which will conjoin everything around it. Now, all of these are obviously pressurized to 1 atmosphere of pressure, which is the pressure of our Earth. If you did not know, that's why we're telling you, as this is a science lecture in a fun and different manner. Sorry for the lag spike there.
Right, K&K, all the planetary base system parts, which is a very good mod, link in the
It is
description.
impeccable. Now, this will be a fuel storage, where
Which
we
way there?
will store the fuel, basically, as it is rather self-explanatory, which we'll do on 3 of the 4 sides.
And the other side will be dedicated to batteries.
Yes.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure if in this video we will be mining the moon, will we?
That wouldn't take that long.
No, we can mine the moon. Now, the reason behind mining the moon would be to extract its natural resources, which can be turned into fuel, potentially, depending on the composition of the moon's surface and crust.
Yes.
Speaking of moons, I just want to dedicate 1 or 2 minutes to Enceladus and Europa, which are moons of Saturn, which have a icy surface. However, they have a hot core, meaning that somewhere in between there is liquid water, and in there extremophile microorganisms could survive. Now, how is it heated up? Well, both of the moons are in a highly elliptical orbit around Saturn, and the gravitational force when they go close to Saturn in their orbit, the closest point, the periapsis, now that is, it exerts so much pressure and force on the planet itself that it actually elongates the planet. Now that causes immense friction, and that causes for the core to heat up, and that heat causes the ice to melt in a few places and
Basically under the crust.
and then that could harbour life. Extremophiles, obviously not. Complex life, however, we do not know. That's the mystery.
Actually, I think it'd be better to have 2 sides of fuel and 2 sides of battery to keep the center of mass.
Yeah, because they contain different mass, obviously.
Remove that.
Yes.
Now put batteries instead as you look out the window.
Yes, we situate the batteries there. Now, also with Enceladus, same conditions apply. However, it's really exciting that there are geysers on the surface which expel tremendous amount of water into the void of space, the vacuum of space. And I believe Cassini flew by, conducted some tests, and found that there are biological matters. There is biological matter in that water, which prompts the theory: is there life in our solar system? I say yes.
Yeah, I say yes as well.
Extraterrestrial life in our solar system. So in another video we can potentially discuss
7.
a mission to those 2 moons in KSP.
Yeah, which is not direct analog, but we can go over to head over to Jewel and do some stuff there.
Yes.
Maybe communication tower on top.
Yes.
Or something.
So that we can communicate with the homeland, which is our planet Earth.
There's some ore storage as well.
Yes, because we are going to be extracting raw materials out of the crust of the moon.
Yes, just find out correct orientations.
Now, the distance between the Earth and the moon is 384,400 kilometers. So that's why on average, because obviously it's not a perfect circular orbit. Now, actually, how the moon formed is a very interesting story, because in the very primitive stages of our planet, there was another planet about the size of Mars, but it wasn't actually Mars, and there was an impact. It hurtled towards Earth due to Earth's high gravitational influence compared to the other planet, and the debris that formed after that created the moon. Because there must have been big chunks left over from that impact of just rock and ice and other. Well, we don't know, but whatever was left over, it attracted each other, and then the one big mass attracted the others, and then we had the moon, which is now scarred and ridden with craters over the years, because it doesn't have an atmosphere or a magnetic field.
Right, just making the communications antenna, which is not really necessary without remote tech, but just for looks, I guess.
Yeah, we're making this as realistic as possible, integrating stock and modded KSP. As we've explained, and here's the science package.
I'm mostly looking for the communication as antenna,
where we will relay and broadcast information from our settlers, our dear astronauts. Right. There's a monoguider, communitron, there we go. Just to relay information, and there's the high gain antenna. Anyway, moving on, commencing.
Communication services just for internet or something.
Imagine
on the moon.
Wi-Fi on the moon. You can tune into your favourite YouTubers. Shout out to the unstable atom. Product placements as well, which is a science. How product placement affects the neurology and social behaviours of individuals, prompting them to subscribe and or purchase a product. There's science behind everything, ladies and gentlemen.
Moving on, we now need some landing gear on this portion to stop it from getting uneven and stuff. So there is attachable landing gear.
Yes, which I'll retract once we find a suitable spot. Yeah, the Bigfoot, as it is christened, which shall elevate it.
Let's start retract this.
Imagine the size of the lifter to get this into the moon orbit. A moon intercept.
Not that big. 3.5 meters.
So are we or are we not taking it in multiple bits? Yes.
Yeah.
As we're replicating a realistic scenario.
So this moon thing, I guess it'll be in many different episodes, because quite frankly doing the whole thing in one episode, unless it's sped up, is a bit
boring and tedious,
to
yes.
watch.
Tedious is the word I would use as well. Well done. Anyway, so now we're just creating the main infrastructure here, and we're replicating real life, and as we've learned over the years, people don't put on a 30, 40, 50 metre fairing and transport everything at once, because A, it isn't fuel efficient, and B, it puts so much strain on the rocket. And that is facing the wrong direction. Not anymore. Now we can replicate this on 4 sides
There.
as well. Yes, in the comment section below, write down what you want us to discuss in the scientific field, and please contain it to the scientific field. Because we could discuss horoscopes if you want us to. However, we will debunk them rather than promoting them.
That's what we'll be doing.
Now, the issue with the horoscope is that it's so generalised that anyone can fit to whichever one they are proclaiming. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
However, my Chinese horoscope actually applies to me very well. It does. Scientist.
Or potter.
Yes, that was one of the latter options, if we are being honest, yes. Unfortunately, I'm going to disclose to you viewers, I'm not very good at pottery.
I can, yeah, that's not
Fair statement, isn't it?
Yeah. She had another one on there.
Yes.
Yeah, but make the communication antenna higher as well.
Yes.
And maybe put some cupola.
Oh, a cupola. I absolutely adore the cupola videos that come out of the International Space Station. They are
That's the right way around.
magnificent. Is there a panoramic cupola, or is this it?
Pretty sure this is it.
Cupola module. Snap on! Leave! Oh, you know, we can alternate on which way it is. Each
There we
one's a
go.
different way. Done.
I got it.
Right. There we have to them.
Again. Right.
Right, as there is a slight voice crack there, which is normal for juveniles at this age.
Right, anyway, we've now finished the moon-based core.
And it is rather odd that the thrust to weight ratio is 4.26, because
Yeah,
there are no boosters on them.
Yeah, these are.
Are they boosters?
Yeah.
So this can elevate it?
Yeah, that's how we landed.
Oh, right, yeah.
And
So
it's
the
probably-
procedure that we're using to land is supersonic retro propulsion,
Not supersonic, I don't know.
subsonic retro propulsion, or
Yeah.
well, depending on how fast we're going, subsonic retro propulsion. Now, for those of you who do
Also,
not know,
technically, wouldn't it be impossible for a sound wave to occur on Mars since not on the moon, since it needs an atmosphere?
yeah, there is no atmosphere.
So there goes that.
Yeah. For those of you who do not know what that is, that's the way that we are going to be landing on Mars. Pointing retrograde and propelling ourselves.
And by we mean space things.
Yes, SpaceX. So pointing retrograde and propelling ourselves down to a halt. It is also known as a suicide burn. Or a landing burn, as it's most prominently referred to by SpaceX. Anyway, speaking of SpaceX, there was a SpaceX launch this morning, in fact.
Which went well.
JCSat-16. So now you have a reference to when we made this first video.
Yes, on the afternoon of the JCSat-16 here in Europe. That's Europe time.
Yeah. It was a success. Everything went nominally. No anomalies. It was nominal. Just emphasizing those two words so that you do not mix them up, because they sound rather similar.
Right, RCS first.
Yes, that's important.
Control.
Oh, look at these control mechanisms.
Use space first.
Slight thrust lock, just so that we can make some course adjustments if necessary. Last minute, to keep us from tipping. Shout out to SpaceX. No. Sorry, CRS6. CRS6, ladies and gentlemen. Google it. Now, for those of you who do not have internet connection, well then I don't know how you're watching this video, but somehow you do.
So Google it, because quite evidently you do have internet connection.
Yes.
Because you're watching this, so Google it yourself.
JCSat-6. Let's just say it ended in a...
CRS6.
No, sorry, CRS-6. Let's just say it ended in a blazing inferno. Not really. I mean, it sort of spontaneously blew up on impact when it tipped over. Way to go, SpaceX. Anyway, no, I'm not
Well,
a doubter.
two
I am
CRS missions
not
later.
a doubter. Well, yeah, 2 later, because CRS-7 disintegrated mid-air due to a strut failure. Or wasn't it a decompression? It had too much pressure causing the strut to fail, I believe was the cause.
The other way around.
I'm not actually sure.
I think the strut failed and
Yeah,
that
and then
released
that-
the helium tank.
Yeah, exactly, the composite overlaying pressure vessel, as it is referred to, or COPV, as it is abbreviated to. Composites meaning that it's made up of more than one material, more than one alloy.
Right, well, I think this is done.
This is in fact done now. Time to... Oh, something's missing.
Parachute missing, but... You
There is
know.
no atmosphere on the moon, ladies and gentlemen. As we've exclaimed. Okay, fill everyone in. Yes,
well,
new,
this guy's smart.
new recruits. Now, one thing that's rather amusing with this game are the names.
So we have...
One of my favourite ones was Giovanni. Kerman.
So here we have Wordtop Kerman. Basically everyone's got
Who christened these people?
the code of the game.
Okay, let's take the absolutely ludicrous name. Sigrod.
Let's take everyone.
Yeah, let's take everyone. We need recruits. Especially if this mission goes AWire. Oh. Well, forget it.
Oh, so much for that. You are on the next mission, don't worry.
Olaf Kerman. It's not Olaf, it's Olorf, as you Americans would like to call it. Now there is a differentiation between the British and the American accent, rather
Which is
visibly.
quite noticeable.
Yes. Sorry Americans who are watching this, I prefer the British.
That's
Well-
because you've lived in London.
Yes, I have lived in North London. Right. After my past life being exposed, we can continue.
Basically rerouting this so it can become a sub-assembly.
Yeah. So that we can mount it on into our fairing. What's the diameter of our composite fairing going to be? Like just a preliminary estimate.
A few meters. This is
BFR.
9.5 meters long, so like 10 meter fairing. So
We are going to construct now a BFR. Now, for those of you who do not know the reference, go to spacexstats.com and you will find out what the BFR stands for.
or just Google it again.
Yeah, BFR rocket.